Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. No other sessions today, so we'll put that away. Okay, long on crude, short on unleaded, flat on the YM, in a pre-market trade on the micro Russell. So look for a new setup there. Pound Aussie is long, stop and reverse from short to long. That's why money management is up above target 1 and our first actual target is target 2. And soybeans is flat. So we'll see where things go. Less than 2 minutes. And there's target 3 on the micro Russell. The trade that we're not participating in yet. We're not going to participate in. It's gone too far to get in sync as well. That trade set up at 746.39. So 45 minutes before market open. Almost. There is a potential trade on YM. It's a long setup. That has canceled. Micro Russell market's open. Micro Russell continues to go down. New short trade on the YM. 426.56. I'll probably make that 654. It looks like it. Oh, it's 663. Okay, yeah, and just triggered in. Yeah, make it at 64, and it did just trigger in. Money management. Potential stop and reversal in crude. 47. That's a full stop out. And looks like it did touch it. No, it touched the unadjusted entry. So we're still in long. Break even stop on the YM. That's going to be another get in sync. And long does trigger in. And we get transition back to short. Stop and reverse to short. Who's going to be at 29. And that goes quickly to targets. That may have been a little fast. Let's see, 29 to 36.7. Yeah, that would have been too fast to execute, so you just exited on that. We would not be in the short, unfortunately. Unleaded hitting target 1. So we're trailing there and right at target 2. Target 1 on crude. Make the stop 46. Money management was exactly 10 ticks. So don't have to adjust that. And there's target 2. All right, we pick up 14 and 23, 37 ticks. Actually, no, 12 and 21, 33 ticks. Our loss on the initial long trade was 20 tick risk, so 40 tick loss. We're down 7. We need the third trade. Unleaded. This will be a power quitting trade for unleaded. Stop now at 23.38. And we have money management on our Pound Aussie trade. Stop will move up to 27. 527. Trying to push through the high to get to target 2. 2 positions coming off there. Potential short trade coming on soybeans. Don't know where and there it is. It's a get in sync because it didn't set up until after the price had come through. So it's got to pull back up. YM in a long trade. Michael Russell is just heading down, down, down. That doesn't bode well for our YM trade on the Dow. All right, we're waiting for, there's another stop move on the unleaded trade. 2308. Testing the session low on the YM and bouncing back up close to the entry. Looks like we did get an entry on soybeans. It just touched it. So we are short. New session low on Micro Russell. Unleaded setting a session low. And a stop out on the YM. YM is just out of sync, giving us long trades on a downtrend day, looks like. The short, unfortunately, was too fast for us to have executed. So we just exit the long trade we were in for a slightly smaller loss than a full loss. Or I probably would have been close to going out on the stop anyway. Soybeans, one tick away from target. Another long trade on the YM. And another stop out on the long. Soybeans bouncing off the 50 EMA. We're going to have to push down at least to the 50 to get target one. 50 EMA sitting at 57 cents, and our target is at 50 cents. We did have news at 8:30 this morning. Not much after that. A couple of red label reports. And it looks like the market did not like what the news that came out. Soybeans back up to the entry. And it looks like $44.7 for the high on the pound Aussie. Target 2 was 45, so we're just 3 ticks away. That wouldn't have been a bad place to trade for profit. Even crude is pushing down pretty hard. The unleaded trade is being very good to us. Trailer now at 2296. We're out of the crude trade, but it's also trailing. And Micro Russell trade stops out, so we're looking for a new setup there. Yet another long trade on the YM, and now we stop and reverse to short. And stop and reverse, then stops and reverse back versus back to long. That's a 1, 2, 3. So this one looks like it might be a good trade. I don't know if we've got any trades left there. And that was our first trade. Actually, no, that hit. First trade, yeah, was the short. It was just a break even. All right, just a small partial win. Long stopped and reversed. So that's 1, 2, 3. That was no trade. That was too fast. So 2 trades. 3. What did this one do? 1826. Well, that was 8 seconds down, but that went down awfully fast. I would call that another no trade. It's 3, 4, 5. So the long would have been 6, and that would have been an exit. So that is a losing session on the YM. Crude and unleaded both stopped out. New short trade on Micro Russell. Probably pushed the entry down a tick since it came right to it. We got to push that down. We adjust the entry. We go down 4 here. All right. Just missing target 2. Yeah, 44.7. Missed it by the 3 ticks. We're now at 0529 for the stop on the pound Aussie. Soybeans stops and reverses. 11 and a quarter for the stop and reverse entry, and we are in. Pound Aussie stops out. If you traded for profit, you are done. And we've never triggered into the short. Now we have a long on Micro Russell. Needs to move up 2. That's targets 3 and 4. And that is our first trade of the day. Is a win. See how fast that came through. Now everything's going up. All right. If you didn't trade for profit, you got a small partial, and we now have a short that just triggered in on pound Aussie. Stops up at 47. $5.47 for the stop. And the Micro Russell stops out for win number 1, almost to target 3, just over target 3. All right, YM is done, as is unleaded. So let's take a look at the unleaded is done. So what have we had on the Micro NQ this morning? Okay, start time is 4 minutes after market open, so that's 8:34 Central, 9:34 Eastern. So our start time is right before theirs. And we've got that coming up. That's a no trade. That was way too fast to have it executed. 26, 27, 31. I'm going to say that one likely was a little too fast too, because it was 5 seconds to the second bar and then pulled back quickly up, it looks like. That second long is hard to say. We'll have to look at that one. But the short is let's see, 37, 39, 48. Okay, that's likely a one you're probably in with a little bit of luck. Can't get pulled back enough in that 9-second window to get you in. So we get money management and target 2. And stop out there at 955 flat. We have a long that sets up. There tells me we're definitely in. This one also gets target 2, so that's 2 wins. We'll call that one a loss. That one is just shy of target 3, it looks like. Looks like it missed by a tick. Target 3 is 07 3/4. We got to 07 and 1/4. 2 ticks from target 3. So we have another target 2 and a target 1 trailer. 2 wins and a loss. We'll go back short. Just missing money management and take a full loss on that one. So that's 2 losses and 2 wins. Long goes to money management and targets 2 and 3. And stops out at 17 3/4. 3 wins, 2 losses. 3 wins, 3 losses. So that's going to be pretty close, pretty much a break-even session. And then we get a nice solid win. So that's unfortunate, but we did trigger into the pound Aussie short. Soybeans is getting very close, looks like within 2 ticks of target. All right, pound Aussie moving forward. Let's see, where were we here? So that was second win. That was avoidable. That was first trade. Okay. Second trade was also a target and was not a target. It was not a win. And actually, yes, it was a win. Target 3 and then the break even stop. So 2 wins on the micro Russell. And targets 1 and 2 on soybeans. There. This is the one that moves up. So we're looking for target 3 now. We're not trailing quite yet. With the stop and reverse adjustment. So our original short trade was 09 flat to 11 and a quarter. So that's 9 ticks, so we're down 9 points. We pick up 10 and 17 ticks, 27 ticks, that's 6 and 3/4 points. So we're down 2 1/4 points. And looking at a 24 tick target 3 for another 6 points. That will definitely get us to positive. Actually, we probably, yeah, it's probably just a break even. So we'll call that a win and a break even. Looks like it went down and then back up to close right at the target 3. All right, into the 10 a.m. crude mini session. That trade has gone too far. So that we will not be participating in that trade. Soybean stopped to 11 3/4. So it picks up a tick there. Nothing new so far. Pound Aussie still short. The micro NQ is done. Soybeans is long. Two ticks in hand on the trailer. 7 ticks from break even. There's a big splat. Now we can take the long as a get in sync. That has not pulled back. So far we're down. I'm probably going to get some slippage in that, but we're down 7 ticks. Pound Aussie still short, taking a little bit of heat there. Bounced off the 50. Picked up a short on crude, taking heat there as well. And it looks like a trigger. So it should be in the crude short. Crude, soybeans, and the pound Aussie. So far, those are our remaining active charts. Everything else is done. Market indices look like they're trying to recover some. Possible long trade now. That would be a stop and reverse. That would be at 61. Two-tick stop and reverse adjust plus key level. Crude in a pretty tight range today. $69.97 for the high, $69.12 for the low for the session. Just 85-cent range. Soybeans looking like it might come back to the entry for a getting safe. Market indices pushing up. Back. Micro Russell and micro, or not micro, but YM and the micro Russell both at, actually, and micro NQ, all three at session, at or above session open. And crude does stop and reverse. So crude is long. Found Aussie back down around its entry. Soybeans trying to get down to the entry to get in this long trade. Crude trying to push upward in its long trade now. $38 to $61. Yeah, 23 tick loss, 46. Soybeans triggers in. Soybeans is long. So all three of our active charts in trades. Found Aussie and soybeans both hanging right at their entries. Crude pulling back toward the entry a bit. Yeah, I would expect crude to test a little bit here. Moving averages are converging for a crossover. Soybeans now a couple ticks below the entry. Taking a little bit of heat. Crude recovering a bit. Three ticks from money management. Out within two. Not as high as 72. Money management at 74. Target at 76. Soybeans with a potential stop with a stop and reverse setup. All right, that's going to be 10 and a half. Yeah, I'd move that down to 10 and a quarter with 50 right there. Maybe 10 flat, but 10 and a quarter probably will be enough. We'll see. Crude making target 1. Move your stops to break even. 62 for the stop. Soybeans does stop and reverse. So we go from 13 and a half to 10 and a quarter. 13 ticks, that's another 13 points. And we were down 2 and a quarter points. Actually, yeah, that was a stop and reverse. 11 and a quarter. So we're actually down 5 ticks, maybe 7. 13 points is 52 ticks. So down probably 59 ticks or thereabouts. 57, 59, somewhere in there. Target 2 on crude. That completes that trade. So we lost 46. We get 3 tick adjustment. So we get 15 and 25, 40 ticks. So we're down 6. So we need the third trade again. We didn't get a third trade. Actually, we did get a third trade. That target one, that one would have gotten us positive. And then we would have gone short at 10 o'clock. Yeah, so it was 1, 2, 3. $18, 19 ticks there. Actually 20 if you go out on the entry unadjusted. So we need another trade there. Potential stop and reverse to long on pound Aussie. Soybean stopped and reversed into the short. And we've been here just over an hour, and we have soybeans and pound Aussie remaining. No, actually, we have one trade remaining on crude. So we'll see what happens. Short on the pound Aussie. And that moves to 38 for the entry. So that's where we are. Crude still pushing up towards $70 mark. Got the session open. And just 5 ticks from the session high. And four ticks. Yeah, so that session high goes all the way back to session open at 5 o'clock yesterday. We've been playing basically below the market open since just minutes after the open yesterday afternoon. All right. So plus 12 on the 9 a.m. session. Minus 6. We're plus on the day. That's good. We don't get another trade. And action slowed down considerably now. We'll take this for about another 3 to 5 minutes and see if we get any movement toward a reversal. Then I think we'll call it morning. Basically, nobody moving anywhere. Soybeans ticking up just slightly. Looks like they have found support 50 EMA again. Crude may be turning down. Session high at 96. Yeah, 84-cent range. It looks like we just came up and touched it. Yeah, touched it and touched 96 and then pulling back. Definite resistance there at the session high. Also some resistance from the $70 level probably. Well, that looks like it's been fairly accurate this morning. 3 winning trades. Not a lot of trades, but all 3 of them successful. At least for target 1. One of them, at least one for target 2. And that one didn't quite make target 2. This one hasn't made target 2. We both at target 1 and a very small trailer. All right, looks like it's going to be time to call it a morning. Not much in the way of movement. We've got one trade we can take on crude. Playing catch up on the pound Aussie. And we're playing catch up on soybeans. Tough morning on soybeans. Almost break even, and we took a pretty significant stop and reverse loss there. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it a morning, folks. We will see you next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, regular sessions. Wednesday, crude oil inventory report. Let's check just to be sure what next week looks like. April 1st for our next crude oil inventory report on Wednesday. So we regular schedule next week. We will see everybody then. Have a good one.